So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the today's Corporate Connect series by the Training and the Placement Department of our college and department, and from the Corporate Club of LNCT. This session is specially designed for the third year students to gain the practical placement insights directly from the seniors who have successfully secured their placement in Cognizant. I am Krishna, your host for today's session, and joining me as for my co-host is Poonam. Today's speakers will share their placement journey, technical assessment strategies, preparation roadmap, common mistakes to avoid, practical advice to crack the placements. Switching over to Poonam.
Thank you, Krishna. It is truly a pleasure to welcome our three accomplished seniors who made all of us proud by securing placements in Cognizant. We request all our speakers to kindly turn on their microphones and introduce themselves one by one. So we'll start with Dipesh sir. Sir, please tell us your branch, current role and package, and a short introduction about yourself and your placement journey.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Dipesh Prajapati. I am from LNCT and AIDS branch. So, about my placement journey, currently I am placed at Cognizant at as GenC next, pursuing internship here. After completing internship, I'll be joining it as full time. Okay, the package is 6.75 LPA, and placement journey. It was not nothing special about it. There was just be consistent and focus on overall development, not only DSA, not only development, like both. Keep it parallelly. Okay, and that's all. Nothing more.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Now switching over Vivek Bhaiya.
Everyone, I am Vivek. I have my branch as IDS, the LNCT main. Currently, I am a GenC intern at Cognizant. And I will be joining the Cognizant as a full-time employee after internship as well. The my internship journey or my placement journey has been similar to what DPS has said. Nothing is spectacular, but just consistency and efforts. Thank you.
Okay. Now Kushik sir.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kushik, and I'm from LNCT main CSC branch. Currently working in Cognizant as a GenC Next program analyst at 6.7 SPX. Talking about my placement journey, I would like to continue it in a way that there would be highs and lows, but the hard work which brings you success will always be applauded. Never lose the hope in yourself. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, okay. That was a wonderful intro about yourself. Now moving toward the main interaction round here. I would like to ask you all that how your cognizant process went. What were the rounds that were conducted during the process, and your preparation strategy throughout the process means when you were got to know that you are going to apply for the cognizant and the interview will be conducted through the various rounds. What strategy do you deployed over your preparation? Please tell us about, starting from Dipesh, sir.
Okay, so about the process, it is like simple. Uh, Most of the company follows the same process: the aptitude round, communication round, then after the technical round and interview. So it is the same like other companies. So especially if we talk about Cognizant, the first round is communication round. If you are you clear that round, you will be eligible for technical round. And technical round, this is the main round, you can say, because on the basis of this they will shortlist you whether you are going for GenC next, or if it is on campus, they have one more offer, that is GenC Pro. It is of 5.5 LPA something. So you can go according to the technical, how you perform in the technical interview. It goes like that. So after technical interview, you will be selected for not technical interview, technical assessment. You will be selected for technical interview, and basis on that, if like in our case, what happened? Two rounds were there. So first round, if you clear the first round of interview, you and the interview was good and your technical assessment was also good, then you are selected for GenC next round. Okay, so another interview will gonna take place. The selection ratio is less, but yeah, you get the chance to, if you perform well in technical round as well as interview, you'll be selected for that. And in the second round, majorly they focus on your practical skills. They may ask you to write the code. Okay, so that's all
Okay,
about it.
thank you, Bhaiya.
Anything else you want to know? You can.
Yeah, Bhaiya. First, one thing that I heard, Bhaiya, that there were the various posts like GenC, GenC Next, and GenC Next Pro. So I would just like a small intro that which post that you all three have been selected. Like जैसे दीपेश भैया आप किस पोस्ट में GenC Next या जो आपने मेंशन किया?
एक्चुअली 3 राउंड है, बट हम ना जेंसी नेक्स्ट से ही है। मैं, विवेक, कुशिक, वी ऑल हैव selected
Okay,
जेंसी
भैया.
नेक्स्ट। ओके, एक्चुअली फ्रॉम आवर कॉलेज लास्ट ईयर 72 स्टूडेंट्स got प्लेस्ड, और उनमें से 6 लोग जो थे वो जेंसी नेक्स्ट के लिए हुए थे। कुछ
अच्छा भैया.
4-5 लोग जेंसी प्रो के लिए भी हुए थे, और डिफरेंट
Yes.
क्लस्टर है। तो आई डोंट नो द एग्जैक्ट आइडिया अबाउट द पाइथन एंड सी हैश क्लस्टर, बट फॉर
Yes.
जावा क्लस्टर 72 इन टोटल हुए थे, और
Hmm.
उनमें से 6 लोग हम जेंसी नेक्स्ट में हुए थे।
Okay, sir. ठीक है ये मतलब कि
और
थ्रू आउट
जेंसी प्रो
इंटरव्यू
का जो
प्रोसेस.
है वो,
हम्म.
जेंसी प्रो जो है वो स्पेसिफिक होता है, यानी कि फॉर सेल्स फॉर डेवलपर। सो
हम्म.
डोमेन स्पेसिफिक इंटरव्यू होते हैं उसमें। तो
अच्छा सर. Okay, sir. Means the interview process for all of the three will be the same. Means the sequence followed will be the same for all of the three.
Actually, the process is different methods. The first, like it begins after the shortlisting, after the technical assessment happens. So, if you clear the technical assessment, they shortlist you into the three criteria. Like at that time only, they shortlist you for the GenC, GenC Next, and GenC Pro. At that time, the company has already decided what role you might be getting, but it's not sure that you will be getting that same role only. So, based on the interviews, afterwards the technical round, it would be decided. For example, if you got the GenC Next and GenC Pro, it was like after the first interview, it was like asked to give a second interview for the advanced questions and all. So, and the second interview, they decided about the role, like should we get that and we deserve that role or not. And after that, like in the second round, the candidates who got rejected for the next and pro level, they still got their GenC offers.
Okay. Hmm. That was the clarity. Anything new about the interview process by you, Vivek? Bhaiya?
Recently, an AI interview has been introduced as well. For us, it was not compulsory, like it was only for formality purposes. I don't know about the next generation like your time. It may be used for evaluation as well. Also, if you for the Gen Z role, there is only one interview, as Kushik has already mentioned. For the Pro and Next role, there can be second interview. Depending on that, you may get selected in the higher packages or not.
Okay.
Mostly, I think that if you clear the first interview, you are already placed, but you have to give more efforts if you are going for the higher packages. It also depends on the technical assessment. If you have done very good in the technical assessment, obviously you will get the offer for the second, next, or pro packages.
Okay. Bhaiya. That was it.
Okay.
Uh, the one follow-up question I would ask Bhaiya that like other companies, was their aptitude round conducted?
Yes, there. Did you ask me?
Yes, you can answer Bhaiya. Anyway.
Uh, so yeah, there it was firstly the communication round, then the aptitude round, then the communication, then the technical round, and afterwards the interview. This is the procedure followed by the cognitive. And between our two interviews, there was an bot interview, which may be evaluated for years, as already said.
Okay, Bhaiya.
Technical
So,
round is mostly main deciding factor for the
okay.
packages.
Means according to you, the technical round is the main deciding factor that which package or which post you are going to be received.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Dipesh Bhaiya, I would like to know that what would you say about the difficulty level of the aptitude round?
For aptitude round, like it is majorly offline, like online. You can take it from your home. So the level, if you ask about the level is not much higher, but also not very easy. You need to be do some practice for easy to moderate level of questions regarding aptitude. You can practice on prep, insta, or interview bit regarding that. That is enough. Like you can just give half an hour every day for about 1 hour. You will be prepared enough to crack the aptitude round. And it depends, like if the company is coming through like the DN program, that is digital nurture, so उसमें aptitude round most cases में नहीं होता है. बट अगर ऑफ कैंपस आ रही है या सॉरी ऑन कैंपस अगर आ रही है तो उसके अंदर एप्टीट्यूड और कम्युनिकेशन दोनों राउंड रहते हैं.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Via. Now, Poonam, I'm switching over you.
All right. Thank you. Could you please share your experience regarding the technical assessment? Like what type of questions were asked, what topics were the most important, or how should students prepare efficiently? Anyone can answer. Vivek Bhaiya.
So
Yeah,
technical
Dipesh, you can answer.
regarding technical assessment is like उसमें ऐसा रहता है कि दो क्वेश्चन तो रिगार्डिंग योर क्लस्टर, लाइक वेदर इट्स पाइथन, सीएच और रिलेटेड टू डीएसए क्वेश्चन, तो यू कैन सॉल्व अकॉर्डिंग टू योर क्लस्टर. अगर पाइथन क्लस्टर है तो पाइथन में सॉल्व कर सकते हो एस लाइक दैट. और उसके बाद दो क्वेश्चन होते हैं मेजरली फोकस्ड एसक्यूएल पे. तो
Okay.
एसक्यूएल इज लाइक इंटरमीडिएट लेवल, नॉट सो हाई लेवल, बट मेजरली फोकस्ड एरियाज आर लाइक मोस्टली जॉइंस एंड एग्रीगेट फंक्शंस.
All right.
उसके अलावा एक सिंपल होता है, दूसरा वाला मॉडरेट टाइप का थोड़ा सा. सो दो जावा और दो एसक्यूएल, 70% वेटेज इन्हीं का होता है. उसके बाद कुछ HTML CSS JS के कोड्स रहते हैं जिनको पूरा करना रहता है, लाइक कोड स्निपेट, उनको उनमें कुछ ना कुछ ऐड करना होता है. यू नीड टू मेक सम मॉडिफिकेशन इनटू दैट. और अभी आई थिंक उन्होंने MCQs भी ऐड किए हैं, तो लास्ट ईयर से ही हुए हैं, हमारे टाइम पे भी थे. तो 10 या 12 MCQs होते हैं जिसमें आपको कोर सब्जेक्ट से और DSA से कुछ थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. So that's all about the technical round.
Okay. So Vivek Bhaiya, would you like to add something to it?
Mostly what, yeah. So mostly what I observed is that there are two SQL questions and two DSA questions as you have already mentioned.
Okay.
If you clear one SQL or one DSA question, I have seen people getting selected by that also. MCQ बेसिकली DSA राउंड से होते हैं, मतलब DSA से होते हैं जनरली. किसी इवेंट क्या होता है या लिंक्ड हैश में बेसिकली ज़्यादा हाई लेवल के नहीं, लेकिन आपको छोटे का नॉलेज होना चाहिए DSA का. The most critical knowledge is enough for the clearing the MCQs. For the web development part, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are separate. You have to add one or two lines only. It's not much complicated. You have basic or moderate language of these languages. SQL, yeah, SQL are mostly from joins and queries. Queries, what are aggregate functions. Most in my time there, where we had to do three joins of multiple tables, so it was a bit complex at that time. DSA is nothing much complex. DSA you can do have do till intermediate level only. That is enough for that. So yeah, that's all I think of right now.
Okay. Kushik Bhaiya, would you like to add something?
Like, so if you talk about the difficulty level of technical exam, then if you are preparing well from your start of the college, so it is very easy to clear that round. Like, it's not about like how much you complete, and it is also about the timings. It is like being done. So the timings also matter in that technical assessment. I have seen many of my peer group that have completed the 100%, but they didn't complete it in time, so they were not selected for the higher roles.
All right.
And if we talk about the technical questions and specifically DSA, it is mostly consists of linear data structures. That's all. And if
All
you
right.
see some of the past previous year question papers that are available on YouTube and other online platforms, you can easily crack it. And practicing it, it would make your skills like you will be able to create it in a very easy way if you see them.
All right. So are there any platforms that help you the most? to crack these questions?
So basically, I started from the lead code with my starting of my first year. So in that I got very much like skilled up in my DSA skills. I was very much strong in DSA. That's why it didn't feel me very hard to solve any of the questions that was asked in Cognizant. So the level of the Cognizant is just like if you have to easily 100 to 200 problems on a linear data structure, you could easily crack it.
Okay. And exactly how many questions are asked and how much we have to do in order to pass the exam?
Like, so, for example, if you are targeting for the higher package, which is the 6.75 agency, so you have to clear 100%. And all the questions should be answered. At least 99% questions should be answered by you.
All
And
right.
if we talk about the GenC Pro code, that is for 5.5 LPA, it would be requiring approximately 80% to 75% questions you have to solve. And for the Gen 0, you should pass the cases around like 60%.
Okay. That is very helpful. Now we'll move on to Krishna. You can ask the next question.
Okay. So, Bhaiya, I would like to ask the basic root question, like about the time management of the coding preparation. My question is that the student which who are listening you, who are idolizing you, that they will also get one day placement like you and giving the interviews. I would like to ask that when they should start the preparation and how should they manage the time of the preparation of coding. So please, I would like this from Kushik Bhaiya. First, we will start from you.
Okay, so if I talk about myself and how I started with the DSA problems and like, so in the first year I started learning the C++ language, and in the second year I, with a friend of my peer groups, they were very really into the competitive programming. So I also accompanied them and started the lead code problem. And when you solve the first problem on the lead code, I will say you will be getting very demotivated because the solving your first problem on the lead code isn't that easy because you are not familiar and you haven't solved on any platform till now. So you have to be get familiar with that environment because the exact same environment could be there in your campus placement, and that is the same with the cognizant assessment as well. When you are sitting at the cognizant and while giving the technical interview and technical assessment, it is the very different case with like if you are solving on a like, paper and just doing it on your like IDE, it's very different case. So you have to start your placement journey from the start, from the first year as well. And but if you haven't done it, you can still crack it. It is not that if you have not started in first year, you can't crack. You can still crack. I have seen many people that have started their placement journey and studying after the third year, and they have still got the good packages. So I would suggest that you are not even late. Anytime you can start and get the packages.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. Same question I would like to ask from Dipesh Bhaiya, that when you have started your coding journey and what you would like to suggest.
Okay, so in my case, like I have started after second year, not very early start, but I would tell everyone to start early as possible because this can give them a major benefit because the more you practice, you'll able to make more impact. Okay, so I have started from the start of third year, and it doesn't need a lot of you need to स्टडी 3 और 4 घंटे पढ़ना पड़ेगा या वैसा कुछ नहीं है। आप 2 घंटे भी दो बट बी कंसिस्टेंट। ऐसा नहीं कि कभी बैठे कभी नहीं बैठे, ऐसा डोंट डू लाइक दैट। और सेकेंड थिंग that is very most important, students are majorly stuck in between DSA and development, but when you come to real world, both are important. DSA check your logical ability while development checks how much industry grade knowledge you have। तो रियल वर्ल्ड प्रोजेक्ट पे वर्क करना भी बहुत जरूरी है। और 2 से 3 घंटे अगर प्रोडक्टिव अच्छे से आप दे रहे हो अपार्ट ऑफ योर कॉलेज, दैट इज इनफ, बट बी कंसिस्टेंट। इन दैट। आपको कोई 6-6 7-7 घंटे बैठना नहीं है, और अगर बैठते हो तो वो भी अच्छी बात है, इट इज गुड। लाइक जितना आप मेहनत करोगे, हार्ड वर्क विल डेफिनेटली पे ऑफ। बट या एटलीस्ट 2 से 3 घंटे एवरीवन हैज टू बी देयर।
Okay, thank you, Vivek. The same question from Vivek Bhaiya. When you have started, and what would you like to give advice?
What I think is that the placement journey will be different for everyone. It cannot be the same for two people. So I started with from the first year itself. I started with Java, a basic DSA. But the thing is that being consistent is very difficult. Like sometimes your end sem will come, sometimes you will not have time, sometimes you will not want to enjoy life and go some partying or another stuff. So yeah, being consistent is very difficult. So my journey started from the first year itself. I started with Java and DSA. But along the way, I got interested in development field, so I participated in many hackathons. Won some of them as well. So basically, I shifted from DSA to development field. In the second and third year, I basically worked on development only. But for the placements, we need DSA, right? So that's why I shifted back from development to DSA. What I think is that for cracking the interview, you need to have good projects. If the interviewer is impressed by projects, he will surely give you the placement or job. But to get to the interview, you need to have a good DSA knowledge. Good DSA and development both are necessary. So yeah, that's what I think.
Thank you, Vivek. My another
I
question
would like to
is
add
that,
one point on.
yeah, yeah, sure, Bhaiya.
Uh, Everyone is like confused, like on what language they like want to do the DSA. Like this is the
Right.
very common doubt in the juniors. And the like when I was in that place, I also thought like in which like language I should do the DSA practice. So it's not about like what language you choose. Stick to one language and you will get through it. And apart from like my fourth year, I didn't have the knowledge of Java. I learned Java in my fourth year only because of the placement companies where they were asking Java. So I just switched it. Like if you stick to the one language and have your basics very and fundamental very clear, then it would be very easy to have a grasp of another language very easily and you can switch it.
Yeah. The issue you addressed was really a core issue, Bhaiya, that you have addressed. I would like you to thank for that. My another question is, Bhaiya, that what about the project? Means the project and the resume preparation. These two are the points through which also students do struggles. Like some of them, copy the projects, and then study over it. So, what would you like to suggest? That should they copy the project and then study it, or should they create the project from the core? Like in the modernization world, like AI is revolving, students are like to automate their task, and companies also want them to automate it. So what will you suggest over this? I would like this answer from Kushik Bhaiya first.
Okay, so I would suggest like if you are making your own project, it is very good because you will be knowing the end-to-end working of that project and all the workflow that will be asked in the interview. So if you are not having any time for like preparing a project and you are very near to your placement journey and placement and technical assessment, so I would suggest that you have some very good project on GitHub that you can understand. Like it is very necessary if you are copying something from anybody's account or a GitHub account. So you explain it and have to very go through about end-to-end working of it because it could be asked into your interview. If they ask you any working, you should be able to explain it. So it depends on the timeline that you are having. If it is like we talk about the industry trends, like nowadays the AI is coming over, and everywhere we are having the buzzword as AI. So you have to like if you are making some project, so try to integrate some of the generative AI things. And if you have learned any AI LLM models and something, you make a project on that because understanding the AI in this uh, era is like must. Every company expects you to like the at least basic generative AI applications and that how you can use it in your application and increase the productivity. And if like it is better that you don't copy from the GitHub of anyone account. It is better that you create with a prompt or like if you are having the list time, you can also create using the Claude and there are very Gemini and all there are AI tools available that can help. So I would suggest that doing with that you can do it.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. Now moving over to Vivek Bhaiya. What would you suggest over this question, Bhaiya?
Uh, what I think is that it depends. Coding depends on what time of you are. If you're in the first or second year, really you can create a project or learn about technology in detail. But if you're in a third year or even in the fourth year, it is very difficult to create a project because there is not much time because you have to study DSA, learn communication, aptitude as well. So yeah, it is not very efficient to create a project right now. So mostly what people do is they copy a project from YouTube or from GitHub. But what I have seen that people have understood project better than the creator themselves. Like there was one friend of mine, he knew the project better than the person who created the repo. So it totally depends on the understanding. Like you will have to know about the technology and everything because AI is coming over. So you will have to have basic knowledge of at least because you cannot predict what kind of language or what language will be prominent in the future. So basically, companies also want you to use AI. They want you to know how to use AI, how to do prompt engineering, all that. And in the click of a prompt, you can create a project nowadays. So it is not much difficult. So yeah, I think that you should have basic knowledge of the language at least. If you the interviewer asks you about this some topic or concepts, you should have theoretical knowledge for the minimum. And yeah, after theoretical knowledge, I have never seen an interviewer asking to show your project or something like that, like Codebase or something. But you should know if you have created a project or you have even copied a project, you should know what that particular block of code does, how it helps the project. Like also what I think is if you have created or understood a project, you should know how the flow works, what component is being used for what purpose. That is the basic minimum you should know about your project. And also having two, three projects is the bare minimum. Like if you have two projects in the mix in your resume, that is enough. You don't have to create like tens or 20s of project. No, there's nothing like that. You should have only two, three good projects that you can impress the interviewer with.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. Now, Dipesh Bhaiya, I have a different segment of this question from you. That what about the resume preparation? Like when student create resume, they either create it over an automated website, take screenshot, convert it into a PDF, or they enlist various buzzwords or keywords and then they submit it. What will you say about this, or what is your advice over this?
नेट पे क्या हो गया वेट अ मिनट
Uh, yes, Bhaiya.
am I audible?
Yes, Bhaiya,
Yes.
you are audible.
Okay, so about resume preparation, like don't try to add a lot of things. Like what happens na? Sometimes you don't know a lot of things, and you see others' resume and some template you can copy and then see that a lot of things, a lot of add things. Like sometimes you try to add things which you haven't done. Okay.
Yes, Bhaiya. Yes, Bhaiya, you are audible. I think there is a network issue with Deepesh here.
Okay, let me complete the answer.
Yeah.
So, answering to your question, like the candidate should add the buzzword or not. So, I will say strictly no, don't add it. If you see in someone's resume, don't add it. If you like having a single doubt in your like skills and you are adding in that particular resume, so you would be grilled hard on that particular skill, and that would be becoming the reason that you got out of that interview and get rejected. So I would say just put that particular things that you are good at and you know end to end of it. So don't add any framework, any technology that you don't know. So be like real with your resume, like because if you like do some hopes work on into it, so it would be getting into your problem only. So it can become the reason because of that. of your rejection.
Okay, Bhaiya. The second part also I would like you to address the thing that the uh, template should be created by yourself, or you should make it over an automated website. What you will say about this?
So for the resume
It
making,
doesn't
I
require
would
a lot.
suggest there is a website overlay. There you can get there is a very good template. Like I can also share with you if you want everyone. There is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can go on that is like a black and white and just proper headings and all, and there is no like graphic into it. You just have to be very minimal with your resume, and it should be concise, not very long, and like whatever you just put into it according to that template. It will be good.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Bhaiya. Moving over to Poonam.
All right. So, what difference did you notice between students who received the base package and those who secured higher packages? Like, was it the coding skills, communication skills, projects and internships, or the interview rounds?
Am I audible clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So the major difference is like within base package and the higher package is related to technical knowledge. Like if you are good at DSA and SQL, like you have performed well in technical interview, that like most of the technical knowledge is checked at that time only. Basically, technical assessment is majorly like in most of the cases it is offline. So you are giving it from your college. So there is no chance of cheating and all. Okay. So please be careful, like prepare well regarding the technical assessment. If your technical assessment is good, like you have at least like 90% you got in the technical assessment, you will be selected for the higher package, that is GenC Next 6.75. Then you have, if done 70 to 75%, then you will be selected for GenC Pro. And if you have done 50 to 60%, okay, then also you will be selected at least for the base package. So that is the major difference. And second difference I have seen in the interview. So the first interview and second interview round was a lit the more they were focusing in the second interview round while selecting for the Gen Z next specific role. So they were focusing on the practical knowledge. They tell us to like write codes to DSA questions, to questions related to OOPS. So they are checking whether you are like practically good or not. Okay. Regarding of that like sometimes you are good at theoretically, but when it comes to write codes, you may stuck somewhere. You are getting errors and all. You are not very much proficient in it. So be careful about like live. They can ask to code you. They are having mostly they take interviews on Superset. They are having a live compiler. So be careful about that and be ready to write the code related to every concept. Like they can ask you to write the code about oops, multi-threading and all, exception handling, how to handle an exception. So be theoretically as well as practically uh, ready. Because like what do na like a lot of students do mistake. They always keep practicing on DSA questions, but they are not very much into that basic core conceptual parts, na. So be ready for that also. That is the major
All right.
difference between the base and higher package.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to move on to Kaushik sir. So, what do you think that what is the major difference, the coding skills or the communication or the uh, resume?
Okay, so the package you got is directly proportional to your hard work. So it's not that like in one night you can get the GenC next. It's not possible. And if you I have seen some of the peers group in my college, and they have like started they're like studying and preparing for the placements in the fourth year. So we were just confined to the agency packages. And there are few exceptions also, but the sooner you start, you will get your chances high to get the higher packages. And the quality of the questions that you solve and have the conceptual clarity, because like everyone knows public static void me. but no one knows the internal working, how does it works, and why does it only works when you run the program? Why not any other method? So you should know every end-to-end basic concept of that. If you are learning anything, you should know why, how, and what is the. So that you have sharper conceptual clarity. And if we talk about like what is the major difference, the major difference is the mindset as well. So the people are there are some people who are just targeting they should get the job, when there are some people who are targeting for getting a better job and a better package. They have the very like clear mindset that they should get the higher package, and until and unless they get, they would be working hard there as well. Sorry. And so that's all.
All right. Thank you. Now, I would like to ask Vivek, sir, that do communication skills are a setback? If you have a very good skills, but if you don't have communication skills, will it be a setback?
Yes, that's what I think. So because I have observed some people who have very good technical skills. They are even have participated in hackathons at IH and stuff. And they have only also won hackathons, but they were not very good at communication. They could not communicate what they knew. And that's a very big setback because the interviewer also knew that. He could understand that you have good technical knowledge and also good skills for the projects and all, but having bad communication skills is a very big setback because in the company you will not only need technical skills, you will need to talk to your manager, colleagues, and all other team members. So if you don't have good communication skills, you cannot even convince the interviewer that you are a good candidate. He may think that you are just repeating what you have studied like a rattu tota. So yeah, having good communication skills is a must if you need to excel in your interview.
Thank
Also, if you smile during interview, keeping having a smile is a very plus point that I have observed in many people. So yeah,
Thank you. That was a really good answer. Now let's move to the next question. Krishna.
Yeah. So, Bhaiya, I would just quickly want to know the name of 5 platforms that help you throughout your journey. First, starting from Kushik Bhaiya, please Bhaiya enlist 5 platforms that helped you throughout your journey.
Okay, so categorically, I will provide basically the DSA. I would suggest you to go with the A to Z DSA sheet that is prepared by the Striver. And for practicing, you can choose LeetCode. And if you are like very good at that LeetCode platform, you can also switch to the code forces and aim for the higher packages. And if I talk about SQL skills and my skill that is will be asked in the Cognizant interview as well and the Cognizant technicals as well, you can go through that SQL 50 sheet is there on the lead code, which you can refer to. And for if you are very new to the SQL, you can go through that sheet and parallelly you can also see the solutions. It is no problem that you see the solution at the first time, because first time anybody can like they don't know, have the knowledge. So when solving the problem parallelly, you can develop your knowledge in the SQL. And for practicing the React and all other development skills, I would suggest that you make some real world problem project and solve some of the like. And there are various problems that you face in the college and day to day life. You can make a project in that also. And the, in this world, you have to be very focused about what you learn. Not only DSA, not only development. You have to be up to date with the technologies that are currently so you have to be also familiar with the AI that is being done. So in the now this era, the companies are expecting you to know about the AI. How, like for example, if I take RAG, there is a concept that is retrieval augmented generation. That is a concept that is being used by the AI, and that is being, if you implement it in your project, you would be standing out of the crowd, and it would be the factor that you can select it.
Okay, Bhaiya, that was really elaborative and helpful. Secondly, moving to Vivek Bhaiya. Vivek Bhaiya, tell me if you had to start again, what would you do differently in your journey?
the thing I would do differently is that I would focus more on DSL. Like if you have a good DSL knowledge, it is good, but then everyone starts from the basic like array strings. trees and grass. Mostly people do not reach trees and grass. Mostly people start to arrange a string because it's a loop. If you stop doing DSA for a while, you will need to start over from arranging again, arranging list and collections only. Most people reach to collections only, but if you have to grow in your career, you need to have the knowledge of non-linear data structure because I could not solve questions of those type of topics very easily. So I would focus more on DSA this time if I have to start over. Also, I would create the project fully ended. Like what I have done till now, I have started the back end, front end, deployment. All I know, but I have not learned about the how the projects are deployed in production. So I would learn that as well. Also, but the most basic thing is improving communication. What I think is that you should join a club in a college or something like that, like you are guys are have done. And because joining a club improves your communication very much. If you to your juniors or seniors, it helps you grow. Like you know how to communicate better than most people in your college. You can see that in your classmates or batchmates as well. So having communication is a must. That's what I would do differently this time.
Wow, that was really clear. The another question which I would like to ask from Dipesh Bhaiya, that assume Bhaiya, if anyone is starting, means he doesn't know much, he only focused over the academics and he is starting his coding journey from third year onwards, then what will you suggest the most effective roadmap from third year onward?
Okay, so I don't say that third year would be much late. It is late. Like basically it is late, but it is not much. Like you are on track. You can still be the part of journey. Okay. So what they can first do it, they can start with one language. Stuck on one language, clear their basics. No matter you are like getting it or not. Just if you are not getting concepts, learn again and again. Okay. First clear your basic concepts. If basics are clear, you will be very find it very easy to move forward and learn some frameworks and all. In my case, I have learned Java only, okay, and move to backend development. I don't have much idea about front end, so I chose Java and then started backend because I've learned Spring Boot, which is also focused on Java. So try to stuck on one language and learn development through that only. So because as you have started late, so it would be easy to cope up with that framework. Okay, because you already know the basics of the language. So this is the best way to start and be consistent. 1 year consistency of 1 year is very good. And as Kushik mentioned in last some questions that we need to also focus on AI related areas. So try to integrate at least some part. If you don't know much, at least some part of agentic AI you can use. Generative AI you can use, or if not, you can use some part of like some ML models or like that things you can use. Okay, so that will create a good impact in an interview. They can know that you also know the industry great things, what uh, things are going in right now, because the interviewer sees that like whether you are aware of new technologies or not. So at least try to add that thing. Okay, so give first year, first prepare a roadmap. You have a lot of things, like there are a lot of resources available. So you are full of resources. There is no scarcity of that. So please be focused, consistent. As you are already starting late, you can still be the part of the journey. But yeah, please like go through this process. If you'll find it more easy to cope up with one language, development with that same language, and DSA with also with that. Okay, so that will be easy. That's all.
Wow, thank you Dia for the input. Now moving towards the last question of formal discussion.
All right. So, could each of you please share some common mistakes that students make during placement preparation and interviews? For example, ignoring a skill earlier, which may affect them later.
So I would like to add, like, most of the students, what they do now, like they avoid the core subjects. Okay, most important are DBMS, operating system, computer network. So if you are not able to answering this question in an interview, that will create a very negative impact on an interviewer. That this person doesn't know even the basic. How could he be able to survive in the next, survive to my next questions and all? So no matter how much proficient you are in DSA development and all, if you are not making impressions to that questions and you are not able to answer that question, that will create a very negative impact. So please don't ignore that core subject. It will take you most to most 15 days. If you study regularly, like 1 hour every day, you can be easily learn the major concepts, like majorly asked concepts from DBMS, operating systems, OOPS, and computer network. So most of the MCQs in company rounds are also from this part only. So be focused on that. Don't avoid this subject.
Okay, so moving on to Kushik sir.
Okay, see what I have seen in my past experience, the students are very confused about like they are switching into the Python training, and like I also did that same mistake because I was first in Python training and then I just and like it is in most of the cases about the student that they do. But I suggest that they most preferably I would say they should stick to the Java and parallelly they can use Python and learn architecture. And apart from that, you should also focus on your communication skills and preparing your introduction. Like it is the golden period of the technical interview which gets your impression done. And because you have heard the like quote, first impression is the last expression. So that's the point. Like you have to be well prepared with your introduction. You should like write it in your paper and prepare it several times in front of mirror. It would be good.
Coming to the campus. What I've observed is that people only start to study when they see the notification for a company, like in the beginning of the fourth year or the end of the third year. So companies will start coming for the on-campus placements, and people will only get alert when they see that yeah, a company is coming, we should start studying then. But there's not enough time. The notification come only 1 or 2 days before. How can you study in that particular time? You should study, or you have a consistency from the third year itself. Like I know that some people start from the very late and some people start from the very beginning, but you should take the placement very seriously from the third year itself because there's not much time. Also, in the during the third year, there may come some internships like Google Step internships or some other Amazon internships come during this period. But if you're not prepared, like you think that when the companies come out, then the opportunity arises, I will study only then it is very late. You are already on the verge of not getting placed. So starting early and getting consistent approach is very must, I think. Also, as Kusik has already mentioned, having a good introduction is a very good thing. Like if you mention only the basic thing like your college name or what have you studied or your hobby or passion. Interviewer is not very much interested in your hobby. He is only interested in your technical skills. If you keep mentioning like I like music, I like dancing, I like this, I like that, interviewer will only get bored or he think that you don't have anything much better to share. So having a good introduction is a very key point for the interview. Also, since we are ending the formal discussion, I would like to add that we are placed from the on-campus opportunity, not on the DN placement. Both are separate. In the DN pathway, you will have an training period before the final interview. From the final interview, you will only get the opportunities of GenC and GenC Next. There's no GenC Pro in the DN pathway. DN, I mean digital nurture, which is
Okay.
happening right now, I guess. We are placed from on-campus opportunity, so that is a different thing. And DN is a different thing.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention that
Mhm.
in case some are confused.
Okay. Thank you.
One more thing, if I would like to add.
Sure.
Okay, so the thing is like during an interview, please be aware, listening skills are very important. Whatever, just answer whatever is asked. Don't answer here or there like some related things or that. What the specific thing is asked, answer that only. And second thing I would like to add is like don't avoid the HR questions and all, because that can make an impression on that. And third thing also, like when you are going to appear for an interview, go through the company website and read about the company from there only. Don't use chat gpt, google to know about the company, because the most, like the best way to know about the company is the company website only. Don't use here, go here and there and all. There are some thing like there are four principles of the company. For example, in case of Cognizant, there are five core values: do the right thing and all. Okay, so you can go through the company website, read that, and try to answer by mentioning those principles. That will create very good impact on an interviewer.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
only
you
I
so
think
much.
I want to add. So during the placement journey, you would get the various setbacks. Okay, so it won't be like if you are giving in your first company and you get selected. That's not the case, and that's the similar case to us. We got with the rejection with other so many of the companies, and still we made hard work and did some more. So it's not like it's the placement is only for the hard work. It is 50% hard work, 50% luck. The luck factor also matters here. You should not get the setback and depressed after you are getting rejected with our company. So it's very important that you work, keep hardworking, and have the consistency and have that same passion which you were working for this one company. So that's all that I want.
Thank you so much. That was really helpful. So now move on to the non-technical questions.
Just a small question came to my mind there, which was important and just got skipped. A quick, I would just like a quick point of view. Ki, the people who are scoring the CGPAs, like some are having 7, 7.5, 8, 9, 9.5, whatever. I would like to just ask that how much does it matter? And many people they are having CGPA like 7, 7.5. They sometimes get demotivated. Previously, means like in third and fourth sem कि अब तो CGPA इतना है इसको कैसे maintain करूँगा. So how much that does matter, and should really student get demotivated over such CGPAs? A quick point of view over that. Starting from Kushik Bhaiya.
Okay, so basically if I say like CGPA मैटर करता है कि वो उतना ही मैटर करता है कि आपका eligibility criteria क्रॉस हो जाए. After that, it totally depends on your hard work and your technical knowledge. And that's all. Like CGPA roles is only today. And you should also be able to justify why you have scored that much low CGPA if you are asked in the interview. I scored 7.88 CGPA. I was asked the same question. Like in the 10th and 12th, I got 90% above, and they were asking the justification for that same. So I answered very cleverly and smartly that so working on the practical skills I focused more. That's why the CGPA was much like that much lower as compared to my 10th and ninth credentials.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Moving toward Dipesh Bhaiya, please have a quick point of view over this topic.
Okay, CGPA is all about like some companies prefer CGPA, some keep a criteria of 8.5 or something like that, but there are very few companies. If you are 7.5 plus, your CGPA is 7.5 plus, you are able to appear in almost 80% to 90% of companies. Only 5 to 10% companies are there which focus a lot on CGPA. So that doesn't matter. If you are like really wanted to be don't not to miss an opportunity, you need to keep your CGPA very good. Like above 8 is good, but yeah, 7.5 is a threshold you can consider. Please keep your CGPA above 7.5. It shows your consistency that yeah, you are good in both. You can maintain things apart of like learning practical knowledge, as well as you are good at your college universities knowledge also. So that's all from my side.
Okay. Now, Vivek Bhaiya, same thing. What would you suggest?
As already mentioned in the poster, I have low CGPA than both of these fellows. So yeah, I think the CGPA only matters to get you selected or not getting selected. So when you fill the company application, there's a minimum criteria for a CGPA. What I observed is that only one company, I cannot say the name, but it had only one company had a criteria of 8.5 CGPA, which came for on-campus placement. All other companies allowed only the criteria of 75 percentage overall. I'm saying overall criteria, including 10, 12, and CGPA, including both three. So yeah, CGPA only matters till you get the criteria fulfilled or not. After that, it all depends on your skills. So yeah, I think that's answer your question.
Yeah, thank you, Bhaiya. Now moving towards last two questions that are of informal round. The first question, what I would like to ask, that the emotional journey, like it's a 4 years long journey. Students go through various emotional setbacks or ups and downs, may it be related to the friends, family, or any other things. What would you say about this? I would like to have the opinion from Vivek Bhaiya over this topic.
As the setback you have already mentioned, you have not mentioned the setback of love. Most people go through that setback as well. So yeah, there can be setbacks like having not met the requirement of the company or not getting selected in an internship opportunity or not getting or getting a back. Some people get back setback as well. So yeah, that's not much of an issue because you can give the paper for exam for back. And the thing is that it's not it is not rocket science to get a placement. You just have to give your complete effort for it. Like some people start giving effort from the first year itself, and they get go better placement than most people. It totally depends on what type of effort you put to get the placement you deserve. If you think that you don't put any effort or think that only the last time I will study on the last moment, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, there can be setbacks. I've seen setbacks for some people. They get depressed or not study or not do anything for that some particular case. But yeah, getting over it is the college life, I guess. If you don't do this kind of things in college life, then when will you? That's what I think.
Sure, it was an open-minded answer. Same question to Kushik Bhaiya.
So, well, one thing that I want to add after Vivek's answer is like whatever the friend groups you are surrounded by, you become like that. So, be specific what kind of friends you choose. So, like, I had like private friends like that are currently working in Amazon and Elysian and various like they are like most of the people are having the 6 above package right now. So it totally depends, and in your like college hours, you would also be like getting the doubts and by practicing the DS equation, you might have incurred any doubt. So you can solve with a peer group. So just make the peer like which have the same goal as according to you, and don't be involved in such like some of the people get involved into the smoking and other like things. So we don't be go in that direction. So,
That was the preventive answer towards Dipesh Bhaiya.
So about emotional, all of that stuff. Like there is a thing called time management. Learn time management. Dedicate your time to everything. Go like spend time with your friends, enjoy your college life because these days are not gonna come back. Okay, so enjoy your college life, but yeah, also maintain the consistency within your studies. Whenever you are in exam times, you need to forget the things that I need to enjoy and all. You need to be completely focused on your exams and all. Okay, so always manage your time, always dedicate the time. Like if you are getting time, just go and enjoy. If you are not getting time, you need to find that like next week I am having exams, I am having interview or anything. Completely prepare for that. Maintain uh, that type of focus. Like always try to be focused on whatever your goal is. Like next year you are having interview, dedicated the all your time to interview. If you are getting some time between, you can go and enjoy because that is also important. Go make, you can make girlfriend also. There is no things like you can't do. You need to do everything. just explore things. This is the time to explore things. If you are not gonna enjoy, you will be like regretting it later. So do everything.
Yeah, that means we have scope for everything. Just we have to know how much time to give what things. The last question by Poonam Bhaiya.
Right. So, if there was one thing that you could have changed about your journey, what would it be?
Kushik, can you answer this question?
Sorry, could you please repeat the question?
If there was one thing about your journey that you could have changed, then what would it be?
Okay, so if I talk about like what could I change, so learning only and focusing on DSA topics, which I did, and focusing on one language, which I did, and just like having a theory knowledge and DSA problem knowledge. I would like divide my path into the development side also, because I can have like practical skills that are much needed in the present world. So because the DSA is only needed at that point at where you are at the gate of a company, and after getting into the company, you would be having to do the development first, and the real work comes into that. In there, you would not be solving some DSA problem that is in lead code, like sorting the array is not being done there in the template. So the real thing which I would be more aligning towards as well is that I would also focus on the AI world. And adapting to the AI, if you don't get adapted to that AI thing, you would be get out of this market very soon. Sure. And the current internship also we are being encouraged to get involved with the AI tools and how to use them and how to integrate into the projects. That's all which I want to change in my life.
And anything about work-life balance that you would like to change?
Okay, so talking about colleagues, so managing your attendance and managing your like skills would be something very much difficult, but you have to cope up with that and be busy specific, like what you do at your college hours. And it's not necessary you always focus at your college lectures. You have to be very goal oriented that you should what you should be focusing upon and what you should like having the list focus on. So that's the main clarity that you should have when you start.
Same question from Dipesh Bhaiya.
Can you repeat the question?
What is one thing that you would like to change about your life or journey?
So I don't think that I need to change anything about life and all. Like because I have done everything in my college life. I've enjoyed a lot. I have studied good amount. I have also followed my hobbies. I like to writing. I have dedicated a lot of work to that also. So all is about time management. It's not a big thing that you need to be studious throughout your 4 year and only after that you will be gonna get placed in a good company. You can be placed in a good company, any product based company like Fang and all by doing all this. All is about time management.
Okay. So same question from Vivek Bhaiya.
Like changes that I should have attended some tests that I missed, some events that I missed for studying. Like, yeah, I know that studying is important and all. Like, you have to study and do development, coding, but the things can be managed much efficiently if you are working for it. Like, if you don't go to a fest or something and you are studying at home doing coding practice, but in your mind, you are thinking of I should have gone, I should have done this, I should have done that. Then you should have done that already only instead of studying because you can't focus on one thing. That's what I would like to change. Like I should have gone to a fest. I missed in my second year. Some competitions I missed, like that there was some coding competition or there was a gaming competition, online gaming competition as well, which I missed because of some reasons. So I should have attended those things. Also, I think I should have enjoyed my first year and second year a little bit more. Everybody thinks so. You will also think so when you get to your fourth year. So that's a common feeling for everyone.
Uh, I
Thank,
also like want to add one thing.
sure.
Eh, the starting, you should be like not only like the knowledge in this world is the greatest source, that is gold mine. The knowledge is called as gold mine. So in the starting of your first year, you like you are passing out from your 12th and getting into the college, you won't be having much knowledge of this technical world. So having some mentor or kind of a like senior or any guide that, or it could be your relative only, you should have that person, or you should like dig deep into how the thing works and how should I get some placements and all, how these technology works. You should have that knowledge, and what the proper resources is must. Like people I have seen, like they are being switching in the technologies and they are not good at the any one technology. So the proper guidance is must. Like if you don't get the proper guidance, you would be at the hit and trial method. You would be trying this method, and if you get into it, and if you feel it's good, you continue or you drop it. So it would be wasting your time.
Okay. So thank you so much. Now, as we come towards the end of this wonderful session, we sincerely thank all our speakers for sharing such genuine and practical guidance with all of us. Your experiences, preparation strategies, and honest advice will definitely help students gain clarity and confidence for their own placement journey.
Yes, Bhaiya, and on the behalf of the Corporate Club and the Training and Placement Department of LNCT, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Anup sir, Pushpal sir, the TVP department, and everyone present here today. We wish you a very happy and blissful journey of your placement from this point.